put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one off in the chat one time. Put a one off in the chat two times. Put a one off in the chat if you can hear me. I see your ones. I see your ones. So glad that you all decided to hang out with us this afternoon. You have made it to Changing Spaces, where we're going to have a real discussion, open, honest, and it's going to be mind-blowing and mind-boggling. With that being the case, I just want to introduce you all to what we're going to be doing today. Today, I am sitting down at Crystal's World to have a real unfiltered and candid conversation about my personal experience with being a DL man, as we know, down low. We will be discussing the red flags, how the truth came out, the emotional impact, and the lessons I've learned along with the healing I've experienced since the close of that chapter in my life, essentially the end of that relationship. Crystal and I will be sharing this space to converse about trust, relationships, and navigating a very vulnerable and transparent perspective as we discuss what many women have experienced but lack the courage or the platform to talk about. Please feel free to ask your questions, share your thoughts, and chime in as we attempt to sit down for a difficult but much needed conversation. Hopefully, you can listen and be healed, be delivered, and be set free. And due to the nature of the conversation, feel heard and seen. At this point, I want you to turn your attention to our very own Crystal's World.
Can you guys please put a one in the chat if you can hear me as well? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me as well. Please. Do we have any ones? Did we have any ones yet? I'm not on my other.
I see the ones. I see the ones.
Okay, great. Okay, y'all. So listen, Tina has done her introduction. Now let me do mine. Okay, so I have a disclaimer, guys. I just want it to be known that this is not about bashing anyone. This is not about outing anyone. This is just, as Tina stated, a discussion of a woman who have experienced, being with a down low brother. So with that being said, tonight's conversation is real, raw, and honest. We're talking to someone who experienced a relationship with a man living on the down low and how it changed her trust, her healing, and her perspective on love. Tina, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so here it goes, guys.
Before we get started, I just wanted to acknowledge the chat right quick. Okay. There's so many of you that have come in, and I'm appreciative of all of you all who have come into the space this afternoon. Of course, this topic is something else, but what I can tell you is I'm appreciative of all of you all. Chip Lowe So glad to see you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. KC the One. I appreciate you as well. Thank you for coming in today. And welcome to the Chapmans. Lala, I see you as well. I appreciate you for stopping in. Welcome to the Chapmans. Jinx, um, Powder Arcane. I see you. I see you be making videos, but thank you for coming in today and sharing your time with us. Welcome to the Chapmans. Life with Tasharia. So glad to see you as well. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. Keely Kent. I see you. Hi, Tina and Crystal. Glad to see you as well. Um, Thank you for coming in and welcome to the Chapmans. Mentors, I see you. So glad to see you. Got your popcorn ready. Welcome to these Chapmans. Crystal, I see you in the Chapmans. I'm so glad that you are here today to absolutely crack open my life. Want to welcome you as well. And greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Lashana, I see you. So glad. I know that you were first coming in, and I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. Welcome to the Chapmans. There's so many of you all, and I don't want to skip anybody. Pink 96 Lover, I see you. Appreciate you for coming in. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Stash Cash is in the place. So glad that you decided to hang out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. I'm looking to see who else we got here. Todd's family vlog. So glad that you decided to hang out, stop by. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Oh, have to remember that it's a lot of people that are coming in on your end. Constantine,
Yes.
I see you coming in. Brit Family
Yes.
Fun, appreciate you. And I see you this time. Welcome to the Chapmans. Got you that wrench so you can't be hidden anymore. But so glad that you decided to hang out with us as well. Welcome to the Chapmans. Rolling out the red carpet for my YouTube pastor. You might get sick and tired of me saying that, but I must do it because I need the people to know, hey, watch your mouth because she'll get rid of you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. It's a blessing to see her because I need it. I need all the spiritual help I can get. Trisha Nicole is in the place. So glad that you decided to hang out with us today. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans.
Hello, everybody.
I know, right? Nocturnal Gamer. So glad that you're here. Here he go. He with it already. 2 Girls, 1 Cup, 2026 edition. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. What in the Rachel, I see you. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Chapmans. Stream Master. Happy Sunday to you as well. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. I don't want to miss anybody. Daily Sips with Jazzy J is in the house. Appreciate you for coming in, hanging out with us. Welcome to these here Chapmans. Who back? Got your folks in here. Norris Nut is in the place. Welcome to the Chapmans. Nisha Antoinette. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Welcome to everybody coming in from my channel. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Again, this is a deep conversation. I know this is not the norm for what y'all know of me and my channel, but this started in on my live. Actually, we'll get to that later. But
yes, indeed, it
this
did.
is why we're here now, because this conversation started in my live. But again, guys, listen. Just brace yourself. Trigger warning for some. They may think it's too serious, but this is what we're doing today. We appreciate you all being here.
Nisha Antoinette has come in. Appreciate you so much. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Tanja, I see you. Appreciate you for coming in. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Jason, I see you as well. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. I didn't want to make sure I didn't skip you, Tanja, but I'm glad that you're here today. We made it to the end. Yes, trigger warning, Lala. Trigger warning. Uh,
Thank you, Lala.
put your seatbelts on. I know that's right. Whew. We have addressed those that are in the chat.
Okay.
Now I can say that we are ready to dive in to this conversation at hand.
Okay, Tina. So just so you guys will know, Tina does not know any of these questions. She did not want to know any of the questions beforehand because she wanted it to be as authentic as possible. So these are the questions that I came up with. So here we go, guys. It's gonna be like different segments of questions and maybe like 3 to 4 questions under each segment of of each segment. 3 to 4 questions under each segment. Okay. The
Mhm,
first segment is background and relationship context. So Tina,
mhm.
first question. How did you meet him and what initially drew you to the relationship?
Whew, we starting with the hard questions first. Right off the rip. Um, I met him. How did I initially meet him? In actuality, I had met him through Jesus Christ.
Take your time, Tina. Take
I
your time.
have to give some background
Okay.
to my story because there are a lot of twists and turns that people do not know about my past. I'm
Mm-hmm.
being very vulnerable and transparent because a lot of people have no idea what kind of things that I've been involved with prior to how I live my life now. And I've been on this path for several years now. But in my past, or my early years, um, I had gone to prison and I had gotten out of prison. And when I got out of prison, I met some people who was, wild and kind of crazy like I was and what have you,
Yeah.
doing all of the things. And because I was fresh out on the scene, I didn't have anyone I was interested in. I'm like, who could provide some services, so to speak. And I
Mm-hmm.
asked a friend, and they was like, well, they knew somebody that knew how to do what they knew how to do well. And so I literally was introduced to him through someone that he was dating per se, quote unquote. And that's how I ended up meeting him.
Okay.
Literally through the recommendation of someone who was sleeping with him off and on. But that's how that went.
Okay.
I see your poetic tears. Just wanted to acknowledge you right quick. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chatness. Trigger warning. You may be triggered.
Yes,
DT
ma'am.
Hope, I see you as well. Crystal, your folks is coming in saying, hey,
Yeah,
Crystal.
DT Poetic. How are you guys doing, y'all? This is Crystal's world in a little different light than the norm. Y'all, we usually have fun on my channel and not deep conversations all the time. But today we're over here with at Tina Mo for show. Please support. And we're having a really serious conversation about an experience that she had in her life. So just trigger warning if for some. We just have to say that just in case anybody feels offended by these
Mhm,
questions, by the conversation. Okay, so Tina, this is still under background and relationship. Okay.
mhm.
At what point did you begin to sense something felt quote unquote off or hidden?
Um, it was several years into this on and off relationship that I had with him. Because I had a lot of things that were going on in my life at the time. I didn't pay
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot of attention to him. I was at the time I became um um formerly I had at during that time I was in the pimp game. I was a pimp, a whole pimp. And because that was where my focus was, I didn't pay any attention to him like that. I had heard a couple of rumors about him, but they were rumors from people who basically just didn't want me to deal with him. So because I didn't see those things as it pertained to him, He was in the military. Uh, he carried himself pretty well. I didn't see no signs of anything. Very masculine man, and so I
Mhm.
mean, and he knew how to do a lot of things. He was very intelligent, uh, and there was nothing about him that had red flag anywhere. And so while
Right.
I wasn't necessarily looking for anything, because of what I was involved with. Um, it mainly was down the line when I decided that I wanted to get away from things where my focus was more on him and the things that some things that I began to question somewhere down the line. So it may have been maybe the third year of our relationship when things began to, kind of pique my interest a little bit. Like, what is going on with him? And so,
Yeah.
because he would do little things, but I just thought it was just part of him being infatuated with me, and so that would be the biggest thing about it for the most part.
Okay. All right.
Just want to shout out all things with Mia J. Sis, so
Mia.
glad that you're here. I know, right? Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chat. Miss Big D is in the house.
Hey, Big D.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chat. Miss I see Coach Mean Ring is in the building.
Good.
So glad that you decided to hang out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chat, Miss. I'm trying to make sure I didn't skip anyone. And we got JGP Jr. So glad that you decided to hang out with us as well. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here chatmans.
Hey, JG.
Just Danielle said, make it plain, Tina. Thank you for your transparency, authenticity, and honesty. Yes, each one of those things are different, and you are mastering each of them. Thank you.
Mm.
Oh, thank you. You don't know how much that really does. Mentor said, can you elaborate on the little things he did that you thought was infatuated with you? Like wearing your underwear. No, he never wore my underwear or anything like that. For the most part, I just felt like he did little things like, for instance, I have long hair. I've had long hair for the majority of my life, with the exception of when I had locks and cut my locks out and regrew my hair out.
Hmm.
And during that time, I used to wear a wrap. And so whenever I would wrap my hair, and those who don't know, this is when you basically wrap your hair around your head so it'll mold into um, style that when you comb it out, it kind of has a bend to it where it's not living, it's just not straight down, but it has a slight bend as if you curled it, but not curled. And so I comb my hair out. I mean, before combing my hair, I'll put my hair up. Like for the night or something, or for the day, I'll be running around with a do rag on and a hat or something because I'm trying to mold my hair down for when I take it out and comb it down. And what would happen is he would twirl my do rag. He would just sit there beside me and we'd be watching something or something. He'd be twirling my do rag. I'm like, Negro, what is you twirling my do rag for? That would be so weird to me. And so
Mm.
that was one of those little things. I'm like, that's that's a little off, but okay,
Yeah.
And so, and then secondarily, I've always worn layers as it pertains to perfume and cologne. I've never only worn perfume or only worn cologne, but sometimes in the process of getting ready, we finna go somewhere or something like that. I would spray. Sometimes I would spray the perfume first, but there would be times where I would spray the cologne on first and wouldn't have chosen what perfume I'm going to layer it with, depending on time of year, what outfit I'm finna wear, and all this, that, and the other. And so, because I wear layers, I'll be walking around trying to figure out, okay, what am I about to do? In that time, he's all up on me like, oh, you smell so good. I'm like, I smell like curd for men. Why are you talking about I smell good? Why are you sniffing on me like that? And so it would be things like that where I was like, what the she's so twirling. And so it was one of those things where I'm like, um, I just feel like he was free in his expression. And
Mm.
I see you, Mr. Mulatto 365. So
Right.
grateful for you to be here in this space. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chapters. But so it was those little things that would happen. Um, I came in on curve for me and Lord, Miss Tina, Abide Studio. Hey, I'm just telling my story. That's all I can tell you.
Yep.
Trigger warning. That's all I can tell you.
Hmm.
Viewer, uh, what is it? Viewer's
Viewer
discretion is
discretion is
advised.
advised.
Listener's discretion is advised.
Yes. Yeah, listeners.
Um,
Yeah.
he said, hopefully I'm old and wise enough and have enough life experience. Yeah, but did I just see somebody? No, that's Miss Tanja. Okay, so yeah, but those were the little things. I mean, and then of course, now just buckle your seatbelts because I'm finna say something. There were things in the bedroom that I noticed. Women, y'all know we'll try a man just to see how far they'll let you go. Some of y'all
Mm.
may have not, but try to see. If I reach a certain place, are you gonna relax or are you gonna tense up? you know, what are you gonna do? And so it was things like that. I was like, you was
Ooh.
a little free, ain't you? You know what I'm saying? You cool with everything. You don't got no reserve or nothing. Okay, then all right. Now I didn't go too far, or nothing like
Yeah.
that. But it was one of those things that I did enough to know, hey, you are very, very comfortable to say the least. Just that why you sniffing on me like that? That is like when I used to wear that good cologne. This ain't even for you, sir. Exactly. Oh my
There you
lamb chops.
go. Hmm.
Yes. Now I don't want to get my eye black. I'm not trying that at all. I know that's right. Well, yes, that's the thing. Uh, yeah, yeah, definitely don't want to get your eye black.
Mm, mm, mm.
But those were the things that I ended up experiencing that I felt like was little small inclinations, of this may be something that watch your mouth, uh, K Jigs, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
Sweetie, I'd appreciate it if you did not use that terminology in my chat. Now, if
Oh,
you cannot behave yourself, the you will be escorted out. But I appreciate your presence. If you don't mind, hang out. Uh, I'm telling all my business, so it may help you some. Matter of fact, you could be a victim or you could be a predator. We don't know. But what I can tell you is I would appreciate it if you didn't use that language. Welcome to the Chapman's. Greetings and salutations. But on to what you were saying, Crystal, because I think
hold
I've
on. Just to
exhausted the
add on to
question.
that, because we don't have time today. This is a serious conversation. To any mods in the chat, if you don't mind, if you notice any children, can you just
Mhm.
please get rid of them? We don't have time. If you notice any adults that's not acting right, please get rid of them. We don't have time today. Um, this is a serious conversation. We may laugh a little bit in between, but it's a serious conversation. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So this is the last question under background and relationship.
Mhm.
How would you describe the emotional connection at the start versus later on?
Um, I think for the most part, I didn't really because of where I was in life. I didn't see him as a love interest.
Mm,
What I ended up seeing him as is he was just utility. He was somebody that I could call when I needed something. You know what kind of needs I'm talking about.
I sure
So
do.
I just kept him in my rotation, at that time, because I was like, it wasn't anything serious. Things
Gotcha.
did not get serious until later on. Um, and this was the strongest of feelings that I ever felt at any given time. And it was when I got pregnant by him. And at the time, I had never been pregnant before. That was the only time I had ever been pregnant to this date. And so what happened was, because I was pregnant, I was at the time I was still in the midst of when I found out, I might have been with one of those that were working for me at that time, when I found out. And so I had to leave everyone and deal with what was going on in my life at the time. And so what happened, oh, I see you, Big Wheel. And thank you. I appreciate you for being here. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Hey, Too Real is in the house. Thank you. Appreciate you for being in the space as well. Welcome and to the Chapmans. I don't know where that person is. They probably done left by now. I'm not worried
Mhm.
about it. But like I was saying, after I got pregnant by him, I ended up calling him because he was the only person I was sleeping with at the time.
Mhm.
And which was weird. All of that is weird. The fact that he was the only person that I was sleeping with at the time is amazing to me, because I did have at some point had people in rotation that I would call, "Hey, you, let me borrow you right quick," and I could go on about my day. But at that particular time, I wasn't dealing with anyone. I had gotten rid of several people just because, I was tired of them, or didn't really want to deal with them, or I had other things. I was chasing money or something. And so that was the only person at the time that was not only available, but could make himself available at a moment's notice. And
Mhm.
so, because he was the only one I was dealing with at the time, I called him and I was like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." And the first thing he said, "What do you want to do?" Which I was prepared to fight him about it. I was prepared to, um, I didn't know how I wanted to deal with it, but I know my defenses were up because I had never been pregnant before.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't think I could get pregnant because that was outside, you know. But it
Yeah.
was one of those things where I'm like, I didn't think I could get pregnant, because so many years had passed. And at the time, I was 26 years old when I got pregnant. And so I was like, I can't believe at this point that I'm pregnant now by this man. And so when I called him, I was prepared for him to say, "It ain't my baby," or "What you gonna do? You gonna get an abortion or something like that." And it was like the first thing he said, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, I don't. The first thing I said was, "I don't believe in abortions, not
Mhm.
for me." And because of the whole thing of the first thing that hit my mind was, I've never been pregnant before. I don't want to lose this kid. I don't want to do anything that would cause me to lose my child. And I most certainly wasn't going to pay for an abortion. And so he said, "Okay." After I told him, I don't believe in abortions, not for myself. No, I don't care about other people. What you do is what you do. That's your business. I don't have any judgments about that at all. But for me, because I don't have any children and didn't have any children, and at that time, I want to say, my sister, the one that has children, she had several kids at that time, and I didn't have any. And so, him asking me that made me vulnerable to him in a way that I had never been vulnerable, because it brought all of my apprehension and um, the resolve to fight came down. My walls came down at that point. My emotional walls came down. And so when he said that, I was like, the next thing I told him was, "I don't want to raise a bastard child. I want
Mm.
you in my child's life."
Mhm.
And he turned around and said, "Well, let's get married." Those were his next words.
Mm.
And with him saying that, I just was like, okay. Because at that
Yeah.
moment, I was so vulnerable until I was at the point of tears. But because of my reputation, I didn't want him to know that he had me in a chokehold at that moment.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I was so vulnerable in that moment. And so much of my life I felt like was changing, about to change, needed to change, or whatever, because I'm like, it was, I finally decided that I was going to live a life, but the life that I was about to live was going to be because of the child, not because I felt like pimping was wrong, not because I felt like, getting money, selling dope, because I was doing all that during that time was wrong,
Yeah.
but because I didn't want my kid to be a part of nothing, of none of that, of what I was doing, you know. And
Mhm.
so I was like, I was willing to drop everything for the child. And so him coming in and reinforcing that just made it that much more of a priority of mine. And so that was basically how it happened as it pertains to me having um, any type of feelings or any type of what would be considered love at any rate.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready for the next segment of questions?
Yeah, let me see what the chat said right quick.
Yeah, go ahead and catch up on the chat.
Whoo, because it's getting heavy.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Mentor said, "Oh wow, yeah, for a man to agree to get married because of a kid is very surprising. Yet I know most of us older men were taught to do the right thing, and if you play, you pay." The thing about that young man when we were dating was the fact that he already had a 12-year-old when I met him. And
Mm.
so him having a 12-year-old, now I got to do the math because he was young when he had well, anyway, he had a 12-year-old when I met him, or at least he had a 12-year-old by that time because he was a little older then, um, at that point, because I met him around that time. And so it was one of those things of um, he wanted a relationship, he wanted to be married, but I don't think he ever married his oldest child's mother. And so him saying he wanted to get married was him having a second chance at marriage. And so he said it with ease. And I mean, of course, he was confessing undying love at that time. And I wasn't studying him. I didn't care nothing about him. He was just
Hmm.
a piece of body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all he was to me until that happened. And I saw him in a different light, and so just the fact that he was willing to come in and be who he was made me pay attention to how he was. I noticed that he was loving. I noticed that he was caring. I noticed that he was enduring. I noticed that he would come to my rescue, like he would stand up for me and things of that nature. These were things that he was doing that I used to get on to him about. Like, don't worry about that. I got me. I would have that kind of attitude because I'm not trying to look
Hmm.
like, this in front of the harlots, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, will you
Yeah.
cut that out? You're messing up my reputation right now with this, lovey dovey. I don't need all that. And so, but the way that he had always been that way. Always been from the first day I met him up until the time we parted. He was always the same way in that he always was loving towards me. I had seen him
Gotcha.
act different ways with other people, but he never acted like that towards me.
Okay.
It was one more thing that I want. Yes, got a booty call. So he actually had more feelings and invested than you were at the time. Yes, he was way more invested than I was. I wasn't studying him. Lashana said, write a book on this. And I will. I will. Wavy RP, I see you. Appreciate you coming in,
Hey,
stopping by.
Wavy.
I know, right? Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Uh, and
Okay.
we go into the second segment. I'm ready.
Take a breath.
I'm trying to, but it's hard.
Let me know. I'm taking my time because I know it is hard.
It's hard. It's
Um,
very hard. Yeah,
so
it's
I'm taking
difficult.
my time. Do you want to catch up on the chat? Is anybody else
No,
come
we
in
caught
while
up. That's it.
okay. Okay, so the next segment of questions is discovery and realization.
Oh,
Realization.
yes.
Okay. When did you first learn okay, so let me tell y'all this. These next couple questions is how we got here
Hmm.
because this came up in my life and it just intrigued me. Um, and Tina was like, let me tell y'all about Tina.
Hmm.
Tina was like, you can ask me anything you want, and we can go live right now. I said, hold up, Tina, no.
Hmm.
This was in the middle of the night, y'all, 3 or 4 in the morning. Y'all know my
Yes.
live segments be late sometimes. So
Yes.
I was like, hold on, Tina. No, no, no. This is no. So this is how we got here, guys. We ended up, that's how we're here now. Okay, so discovery and realization. Realization, I'm sorry. When did you first learn or suspect he was living on the down low?
I remember I remember having conversations because at some point he was a regular in my life. You're talking about basically an on and off again situation where he would come in and he could linger because he knew how to play his role in the background.
Mm,
At some point he knew how to just blend in and just be not necessarily the muscle, but just like the friend that hung around for the most part, at least in the eyes of the workers. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those
mhm.
things where they like, oh, okay, that's Tina friend. No problem. And no, they didn't call me Tina at the time. They called me something else, but I'm not going to say my nickname at the time. But but what ended up happening was because he was hanging around so much, he would say little things, and I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" I remember one time I was about to take them out. Several of the women that was working for me, and to a club to go and do some work. But it was going to be in a different kind of space. Where they were going to be working was going to be at the uh it was basically, I'm gonna say the gay club, but it was a club that were highlighting lesbians at the time. And they had like drag shows and things like that. They also had stripping shows and stuff of that nature. And at the time, if you were one of the ones that were highlighted at one of those places, then Mitch said anything also serving, we definitely noticed. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that question in just a minute, mentors. Um Matter of fact, I'm gonna start a comment so I can know to come back to it. Um so what happened was we had a conversation one day and I was like, I'm about to take them to the club. He was like, I want to go too. I said, you're not gonna want to go to the club I'm about to go to. He said, yeah, I do. And I said, no, we finna go. And I said these words, we about to go to the gay club. He was like, okay. And I was like, you don't understand. We're going on a mission for them to work. He said, I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do, to make your money. He said, I know how to make money too. And I was like, excuse me? What you mean? What you mean? Because I know he's not a performer, or nothing like that. No, no, that wasn't anything that, he didn't, well, he had rhythm because he played instrument, but it wasn't
Yeah.
one of those things where he getting down and dancing nowhere. Ain't nobody throwing no money at him. So I'm like, what are you talking about? He said these words. I know someone who just talks to me, but they send me money and they send me something else or something like that, money, whatever it was he needed or wanted or whatever. He even told me the person's name. At the time, I dismissed it because I'm just trying to get rid of him. But what he said stuck like in the back pocket of my mind. Like, what? But at the same time, because I was a hustler, I understood the whole thing of you talking to somebody, you talking them out of money. whoop-de-doo. It's no big deal. But on the other hand, it's like men don't generally do stuff like that.
Mm.
Not straight men. But I didn't think about it at the time. I just thought, boy, you weird. You can't go. Because where I'm going, I don't need your kind of energy. And so I
Right.
just left him where he was, or he went back home, or wherever it was. And I ended up going out. So that was in the back pocket of my mind at the time.
Okay.
Those were the first little things of, and this is the thing about putting things together over time.
Yeah.
One incident occurs, and you see it, you think about it, but it's like you dismiss it.
Mm-hmm.
And then something else occurs. You like, I don't really like the way this looks, but you weird anyway, you know. So that just might be you being weird. And weird doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I've dated lots of people that was weird. But the thing
Yeah.
about it was I kept dismissing, though it was like red flag, yellow flag, you know, going on here. And I'm like, and I'm dismissing it because I know how he was with women. And I'm talking about he could get him quite a few. I saw the women he was dating. I met him through another woman that he was sleeping with. So it was one of those things of surely you jest. That's not a part of what your repertoire. Uh,
Yeah.
at that time. And so that was like the first little inklings or whatnot. Did I
Okay.
answer your question?
Yes, you did, man. You did. Listen, I'm just here to ask the questions. S- I'm allowing you to talk
Hey,
because I know
Duchess
it's
Bunny. I'm
hard.
sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You can go ahead.
No, I just wanted to acknowledge Duchess Bunny. She's in the chat.
Hey,
Appreciate you for
Duchess.
coming in. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the chat, Miss. Hey, Monique. I see you. Appreciate you. Trigger warning. Just wanted to let you know we talk about some heavy stuff. Of course, it's my story, and it's the things that I have experienced. It. Um, Jamaican New Life. So glad that you're here. Yes, of course. Hit the like button if you don't
Hey,
mind. Appreciate that. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. And so I want to go back to Mentor's question. He said, as
okay.
a man, I'm curious, did you and your man have male friends in the military? They never mentioned or said anything. I also served, and we definitely noticed. Um, did he have any friends? No, not that I recall. Matter of fact, I found it a bit strange that he didn't have friends in the military, but there was a story. Remember, I said earlier that there was a rumor that was going around
Yeah.
concerning him. I don't know how long he served, but what I do know is he had been serving and he was in the Navy. And what happened was the rumor was he got dishonorably discharged because because he had a relationship with a man on the boat. And because things got so hot and heavy with them and so noticeable, because I guess they was displaying PDF or something like that. Public displays of affection, PDA. I said PDF. Mm. But PDA, public, they had public displays of affection, which at that time, which was I think it's no ax, no tell, or something like that. Um, don't tell, don't listen. I forgot whatever it was at the time. And so whatever happened on the ship that he was on, he was dishonorably discharged. And oh no, 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 no. Let me say this. He was separated from whoever the man was. And since they put him on a different ship or whatever, he cut up. He cut up like two pair of scissors. And because he wasn't sent back to where he had left from, where whoever this supposed man was allegedly, they discharged him for that. And so that was the rumor. But again, because I didn't have anything to go by at the time. I just thought, oh, y'all just being a hater. Y'all don't know what that man got discharged for. So, yeah, but that was what they were saying at the time. All right, don't ask, won't tell. Don't tell. Melinda G, I see you. Appreciate you for coming in, hanging out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans.
Hello, Melinda. Okay, so this question is also under discovery and realization. This is kind of what kind of sparked this conversation as well, because it came up in in my chat. When you actually discovered, or when it actually clicked to you
Mm-hmm.
that he was on the down low,
Mm-hmm.
was it something he shared with you, or did you find out another way? I think this is another reason how we got here, because you kind of was talking
Uh-huh.
about this, and so if you want to share
Oh,
that.
yeah, of course. What ended up happening was because I ended up miscarrying the child that I was pregnant with him.
Mhm.
The moment I miscarried, everything that I felt for him left
Mm.
with the miscarriage. Every ounce of affection or love, adoration, or whatever that I had for him, it left. And because of that, I was like, I can't be with you. You can leave. He was like, and I did this from the hospital. I was in the
Mm.
hospital bed. The nurse had just left telling me that I had miscarried. At that moment, all the blood basically drained out of my face. And I was like, it's over.
Mm.
Um, at that moment I knew that that would be the last time I would be pregnant. I knew I wasn't going through that again. I knew that I had no possibility of ever having another child at that moment. And all of this came to me while I was in the bed, and I told him it was over. Now this is the thing. Though I told him it was over in that regard, I still was cool with him because it was one of those things of just he was still there for me while I was going through what I was going through. So I saw him more like a friend at that point than anything.
Okay.
Because he really did walk me through the process. Because even with getting sick afterwards, it was him that took me to the hospital. Him that stayed. I didn't have relatives that would come to visit me. I didn't have relatives that though I was discussing what I was going through, they weren't there for me. And so at the time, he was the one that I leaned on the most. And
Mm.
he had been there for me through all the things that I was experiencing as it pertains to all of the crazy stuff I was going through with the harlots and being in different situations where pew pews are involved and all of that, you know. And so he would
Yeah.
always be there, like I said, to come to the rescue, so to speak. Um, and so because he was there like that, I didn't dismiss him as it pertains to a friend. What ends up happening though, because I'm still hanging with him, one day he says, I need to go take my friend to the store. You want to ride with me or you want me to take you home? I said, shoot, what's up? We can ride. On the way there, for whatever reason, we get into this argument. I am arguing. I'm mad. I said, matter of fact, it don't make me no difference. Your homeboy can ride in the front with you because I'm sick of you right now. So I hopped in the back seat. Mad at him. I don't even know what I was mad about. And I don't even, because I used to go off on people at random anyway back then. And so I'm sitting there, I'm in the back seat. And what happens is the windows are rolled up. So I don't hear anything. I never heard a word. But I see the guy come out of the house and I see an argument happen between the two of them. The problem was when I'm looking at him, he's arguing with him like he would argue with me. And I said, I know this Negro is not arguing with this man. What in the world is going on between the two of them? At that moment, I saw the man mouth because I could read lips. For those of you who do not know. The man mouths because like I said, the guy that I was dating, his back was towards me, but I saw all his mannerisms, which is the argumentative with who you're dealing with kind of argument. Not no, you dealing with a dude or a man and another man is having an argument and ready to fight. It wasn't that one of those type of situations. It was more
Yeah.
so like he was apologizing, or he
Mm-hmm.
looked more, he was like being sorrowful in the moment while he's in this argument. The man says, the other guy says, you brought this bee to my house. I
Mm.
saw it. I saw his lips when he formed that stuff. He never looked at me, but I knew that he was talking about me. And so I was like, "Oh, he brought me to his man's house."
Mm.
Now, at the time, uh, I was carrying heavy. I've been known to carry the pew pew. I'm in the back seat, like I'm about to blow both of them away
Mm.
into the ether because I'm like, I just was about to marry you, and you over here arguing. When did this happen? Because at this point, I'm like, what? How did you develop this relationship? How long did it been together? I got all these questions that I can't ask. The man
Mm-hmm.
gets into the car, and I've been around enough people to know who I'm dealing with. He gets into the car. I hear him lower his octave somewhere that he's not even accustomed to talking like when he speaks to me. I say, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "What's up?" I'm like, that's that voice that you give to straight men when you don't want them to know that you're living that lifestyle. I'm not judging. It's just I've seen it enough to know. I have had friends and stuff, and so most of how they talk to you regularly or normally how they normally talk, and then you have the when they're interacting with someone and they're not trying to have no beef, but they're speaking. It's a completely different thing. And so
Mm-hmm.
when it happened, I was like, oh, this is confirming what I thought was happening in the first place. So it was in that moment I'm noticing because I know the guy, I almost said his name. I know the man that I had been with all those years. He's looking scared because
Mm-hmm.
dude is mad at him. He notices I got that fiery look in my eyes too, like, oh, it's about to go down. He knows I carry a
Mm-hmm.
pistol, but he can't tell dude to get out because they're together. He can't tell me to get out because he brought me over to the guy's house. He got to take me back to where I'm going, but he also is obligated to take his dude over to the store. So he's trembling driving,
Mm.
looking in the rearview mirror at me, trying to make sure I don't do anything to neither one of them. And which I was contemplating on what I wanted to do to both of them at the time, because feelings is all over the place. Because I'm like, you done brought me over here. That's disrespectful. You could have told me something and to give me a choice on whether or not I want to even be involved in this. He never told me he was dealing with a man. He never discussed it with me. So for me to find out this way made me have all the questions about how long this been going on and were you doing this while you were dealing with me?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to wrestle with the whole thing of am I being hypocritical? Now, mind you, when it comes to dealing with pimp, being in the pimp game, and you have harlots, I do not know a person that was a pimp that did not deal with their harlots. So I'm like, and I'm talking about in a sexual manner. Because of that, I'm wrestling with the thing, am I being harsh as it pertains to him? Am I being hypocritical as it pertains to him when I knew what I had going on? And so all of that just made me then question my own morals, question where I was in life, how I got to this point, and all of that. And I think that in looking back at it now, I believe with my whole heart that the miscarriage that I had was God intervening into the situation. And I say that because had I found out after being married, had I found out after raising a child, uh, I know without a shadow of a doubt that I've been violent in the past. I went to prison for a violent offense. I am sure that I would have taken his life because I know I wouldn't have been able to handle it in the mindset that I had to leave my entire past to be with him for the sake of raising the child. And so that was the thing that I ended up experiencing as it came to him. And then there was a second incident that occurred after that that basically put the mayonnaise on the sandwich. It sealed the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was dating his best friend to get back at him because I was angry. Um, and I had moved on and was in a relationship with him for quite some time at that time. And during that space of time, um, he got word that I was dating his best friend, but he was in a relationship with a man during that time. He went over to the man, which was his best friend's house, to confront him about he and our relationship. Um, and went over there to fight him with his boyfriend at the time. And the guy that I was dating whooped him and told me about what happened, about how he came over to his house with his man to confront him about me. And I was like, oh, so what I saw was real. And because I still was trying to rationalize that maybe it didn't go as far as I thought it did because I didn't hear anything. I just saw how he was acting. I saw what the man said, because I read his lips. But I was like,
Yeah.
maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe I'm tripping. You know, it was something else. And I was trying to rationalize all of that at the time. Well, number one, for my own sanity, but I was just trying to deal with it. But then when the guy that I was dating told me that, it was just like, that was it. That's how I knew. That was exactly how I knew, how I found out. How it was confirmed rather.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know if you want to catch up. I think might have a few questions in the chat. If you want to, do you want to catch up on those
Oh,
questions?
yeah. Let me see where the questions are. Oh, I see you. Real odds is in it. Stacy, Mary. Um, let me see how y'all do that. I don't know. I don't know what they ask about. How y'all do what? Um, you been here a minute. Okay. Now I know I'm back to work because she said the two pair of scissors a minute ago that tickled me. Um. Thank you, mentor. Sorry for your loss. I appreciate that. Um, hey, Crystal, Tina Mo, Coach Ring. Appreciate you. Real odds and evens. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Um, who else I see? Mom of three. I see you as well. Appreciate you for coming in. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. And yes, this is a very heavy topic. As we digging in, Lashana, when I tell you that I know God saved me. He spared me because even if I had my daughter, which I believed I was pregnant with a girl at the time, even if that was the case where I had my child, if those things had happened, I would not be having this conversation with you all today. I know my life was spared in more ways than one. I know my life was spared. He did save me, literally and spiritually, but he did save me out of that situation. And on
Mhm.
time, God, yes, he is. Thank you. Agree to disagree. Appreciate you for coming in. Didn't see you, but greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Hey, Mary. So glad to see you as well. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. Demetrius, if you want to elaborate on that, how y'all do that, I'd appreciate it. But I'm glad that you're here. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. I'm trying to find the question. It sounds like he actually had feelings to remain in your life in these situations, yet it is also a manipulation technique. Yeah, very well.
Mm-hmm.
That boy said, doggone, I mean, not, I'm almost calling him elevator. Real eyes, that didn't tickle me. Um, I'm trying to see. Chest to toes down, not bicker with another. Yes, that's something that I do know about men, and there is a difference. There's a big difference. Whether folks know that or not. Because I've hung around a lot of men, and I got a lot of men in my family as well. I was about to ask, did you set it off? No, I didn't set it off. I wanted to, but I didn't have to. Shaking my head, he called you a bee. Yeah, I was the bee that showed up at his house in his man car. Of course.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, of course. Who? Let me see. Oh, girl, well, I almost put your question up. Thank you for being here.
I think Wavy
Uh,
had a question from my chat. I don't know when he asked it. What were
I
you saying when he asked it? But I think I seen where Wavy had a question because I'm in and out on the other device.
oh, well, I'm looking at the chat. You actually can see the chat at the bottom. Those three dots. Can you see the three dots?
Oh, you
Hit
know,
that.
listen, you know, I'm new to this, Steve.
Yeah, yeah. Hit that.
Okay, okay,
Go to.
I know where to go to see it. Okay,
Uh
on
huh.
StreamYard. Okay.
Then you can see all of the comments from there.
Okay. Let me get on here. Listen, y'all.
Or
Sorry, I'm new to StreamYard. I don't be doing
hmm
StreamYard, so okay. So the three
yeah,
dots.
the only ones
Okay, so
you
just
may or may not be able to see is the ones that are coming from um Too Real. Danielle said, if he would have told you, would your response be different? Yes. Yes. I say yes because um I've been in situations where people have had to be honest with me about what was going on in their life with their body and everything. Like somebody literally told me, now they had some false information, but they literally told me that they had been infected with HIV. But somebody that could not read well said that they had HIV B. Came to find out it wasn't HIV B, it was actually herpes. Uh, herpes B or simplex or something like that. And what ended up, what when they told me, of course it shook me, but at the same time, I was like, well, I appreciate you telling me, you know.
hmm
And it didn't change the way I saw them. It didn't change the way I interacted with them at all. It's just one of those things of thanks for telling me. I appreciate that. You know, you gave me the choice. You gave me agency to deal with whatever however I wanted to deal with. And I respect those things. And so if he had come to me and told me, hey, I got this kind of situation going on, I would have respected it, in that at least he told me. Um, I don't know. I can't even tell you that it would have changed the dynamics of my relationship with him that much because of the fact that because I respect, because I'm endearing towards respect, I'm respect forward. That is my love language. Respect. Respect me. I know a lot of women want love. I don't want love from a man. I want respect from a man. And that's how I know that you love me because you respect me. I know that tends to be something that some people would call masculine, but I'm like, I don't tell me you love me if you don't respect me. You don't love me if you don't respect me. And I feel like that goes hand in hand. So if he had a told me, I'm almost certain it would have been different, a lot different. Um, I'm trying to see if there's any more. No, it probably wasn't gonna end well. Um, well, it didn't end well anyway. I see you, Rudy. Appreciate you. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Um, be okay. Wow. I'm so glad that you're here. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. I don't know how long you've been here, but I'm glad that you decided to hang out with us today. On Saturday, we could pray for Miss Green, my niece's teacher, for her to write from 0 to 100, please. I sure will, Rudy. I will be praying for your niece. That God helps her. Stephen, I see you. Appreciate you for coming in. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Um, he said, "Where is everyone? You might be in one of the vertical or horizontal live, and may need to make your way over to the um vertical live if that's the case." Um, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I hear you. If he told you, then there is a choice. That is so vital. Yes. Yes. Don't take my choice away. Respect is earned and not demanded. And that's why I'm respect forward. I give respect first. And in me respecting you, I would hope that you would reciprocate. I'll never respect a woman nowadays. I wonder what kind of woman you're dealing with for you to have no respect for her. Because if
Hmm.
you ever respected your mother, you could respect a woman.
Hmm.
Um, Respect is earned and never given. It goes both ways. I start with respect. Therefore, it's easier to respect me. Um, I'm so sorry, Tina, man. You've been through so much. I have, but I'm grateful for being able to make it out. Being given information that helps you make the best decision for your personal safety, mental and physical, is key for me. Don't hide info that may harm me. That's what I believe in right there. Yes,
Mhm.
be okay. Whew, that is crazy. I know, right? Um, but yeah, that's been the my position in life is to because I told him everything. I he was a part of every part of my life at that time. Um, I had a stepfather that uh committed suicide. He was there for me during that
Hmm.
time. Dang, I didn't already say it. Unalived himself. But he was there for me during that time. As just friends because the relationship was over. When I went to church because I was very, very involved in church, he came. There were times where he was like, "I know that you want to wear something special because you about to bring the word or whatever." Hey, and he bought me outfits. He gave me money. You know what I'm saying? It was things like that that he would do along the way. I was like, I don't need your money. I don't want your money. Why are you trying to give me some money? He was like, because you said you wanted to get some outfit. So I'm giving you this, that, and the other, whatever. And so going through those things, those life changes makes you look at a person differently. But the thing was, I always was forward. In any relationship I would let you know, hey, I ain't worth a quarter. That means I'm finna cheat on you as soon as possible. I'm not worth a quarter. And if I ain't living right before God, I can't live right before you. So, with that being the case, I would tell a person, hey, this is the life I'm living. This is what's going on. You can believe it or not, but take it as it is. I'm telling you first. I'm giving you the choice to decide if this is where you want to be. And so when I began to divulge all that information to a person so they can know, hey, this is what you're dealing with when you get me or get with me. I've been celibate now 8 years. Ain't nobody getting with nothing. I don't even have a mindset to even be with anyone. But this is what I can say is that prior to all of that, and being saved and actually give my life to God, in a real intangible way, really setting my mind to do things right before him. Prior to that, it was fair game. I'm like, What is trust when I'm telling you what I'm finna do? It's nothing to trust. You know what I'm about to do. And so because of that, I've always believed in just giving people um yes, it's been 8 years, be okay, 8 years. And so with that being the case, I'm like, if I'm willing to divulge whatever as it pertains to me, then um certainly it should be reciprocated. That same amount of honesty and transparency should be afforded to me as well. Mrs. G, I see you. Appreciate you for coming into the space. I don't know how much of this that you've heard. I haven't seen you since I've been talking, but I do want to make sure that I greet you and let you know I appreciate you for coming in, and greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Whew. Anything else? Oh, wait, I think I got a question. Just curious, and you don't have to answer. Yet, what do you feel you learned from this situation about yourself? Do you still have contact or cordial with this guy, or did you just both move on? To this day, I still receive Instagram stuff from him. There have been times where he's reached out to me, uh, uh, DMs, or whatever, still telling me that I'm the only woman he ever loved. Part of me believes that I was the only woman he ever really loved, and said that he messed up and he should have married me when he had the opportunity to do so. And so he says that, but I'm not in, I don't want him. I mean, it's over. But what I can say is, I have not seen him face to face. But that's the most that, I would respond ever so often. Not often do I respond because I know that he's still on that, still want to be with me, trying to get with me and all this, that, and the other. But it's one of those things of I've moved on, even if he hasn't. And with that being the case, I'm like, I ain't studying him or nobody else. And I've had some smiling faces, some nice looking, strong, helpful, men to come into my life. And it's still, if you're not my husband, then you not nobody to me. But hey and a bye. And thanks. Appreciate you much. But I'm not in that space right now. I see another question. Wavy RP said, do you think you guys can come together and catch up on life? Also be close again? Absolutely not, unless he's saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, fire baptized, and probably preaching. I don't want anything to do with him. Not because of the life that he's living, but because I'm in a different space in life. Um, you all may not know, but I'm an ordained minister. So I'm not really interested in the lifestyle that he used to live and I used to live. He's still in that space. And so I don't want to be unequally yoked with him because he's not where I am. And there are other things I know about him as it pertains to his faith. He is agnostic. And I'm like, we wouldn't be able to do anything. He's not a praying man. He was going to church with me and he was agnostic back then. And so there are things that I'm like, no, no, we don't have a reason to catch up. What's happening here? What we talking about? Um, Gotcha with Matthew. I appreciate you coming in. If you would be kind of rewind, I've been talking for an hour and a little less than 15 minutes about my life story, about the things that I have experienced. And if you would listen to it, you may be able to get something out of it. But because of the weight of it, I can't tell you that I'm willing to rehash all of the hour that I've been talking. But I appreciate you being here. Whew. Um, I don't care if people will say it would be a huge no. I know that's right. I mean, my thing is God would have to tell me to deal with him. That's always been my position. I just said it just a moment ago. If you're not my husband, meaning it got to be revealed to me that you're my husband, because I will tell anybody I'm not a wife. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. So because of that, I'm like, You got to find a wife. I'm not a wife. This is something I know. I'm a woman that could be a good woman to somebody. I could be good to a whole lot of people, but I'm not a wife. And so because I know that I'm not in that space, can I be created to do so? Can God equip me to do so? Maybe somewhere down the line, but right now, I ain't I'm not trying to do nothing that God don't want me to do. I'm on YouTube right now because God gave me permission and the unction to do so. Outside of that, I wasn't studying. Nobody said, "Oh, you so funny. You should have your own channel." I wasn't studying it then. It was when God gave it to me. So because I live my life like that, there's no way in the world that I would be willing to attach myself financially, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And I don't know that I have that okay with God. So it doesn't matter if we had any kind of past. If God don't give it to me, it's nothing for me to have. Make sure to take a moment to breathe and relax after this stream, Tina. This was a lot to rehash. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate that. Did you have anything else? Because I made it to the bottom of the chat. You still here, Crystal? She might be going out and coming back in. Tina, the person that told you the rumors about him was looking out for you. And I think possibly the person that set you up with him knew he was on the DL. The person that told me the rumor was the same person that set me up with him. She didn't tell me about the rumor before she set me up with him. She set me up with him, and it was a couple of years that went by before the rumor. So it could have been a setup, but I don't know. I mean, but the way I was living raggedy, I come out of prison looking for a hookup from a harlot. What could I, what in the world could I have expected with all of how I was living and what I was doing? I was asking for it. So, peace and blessings to you as well. Chris Lee, I see you. Just want to acknowledge you. Appreciate your presence. Welcome to the Chapmans. We are all a work in progress, and God's will be done, and we all have our journey. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Amanda, um, she's speaking. Hey, Crystal, how are you doing today? Oh, sure enough, appreciate you for coming in, stopping by. I'm doing well too. I see you said you speaking to me too. How you doing? Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Glad you decided to uh harlot hookups. I know, right? Um, yeah, but yeah. Hold on, what did he say? Tina, I asked a question above. Okay, I see you agree to disagree. Let me go back up because I don't want to miss your message. Let me see. Okay, I see you. What was your hardest test to maintain your abstinence? And when did you master your journey of abstinence? What was your hardest test? My hardest test, um, mm, my hardest test came when my ex, with the ex that I had, which was the man that I was dating, to spite my ex, which was the one that I went through all the stuff with. His best friend. When he and I was dating, we were dating for quite some time, and the relationship was heading towards marriage. We were talking about it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to, and we ended up breaking up. During that breakup season, I ended up my life changing. And but he was one. Okay, and I got to discuss this. I made a covenant with him. I wasn't married to him, but I made a verbal covenant with him. I told him, he said, as long as you know me, never tell me no. And I said yes. I would never tell him no. So anytime he felt like coming around or whatever, it was a never. A no. I did not have no in my vocabulary as it came to him. Because of that, though, I needed to break that covenant. So when he came into my life, I had been like, I think I had been saved maybe about a year, maybe about a year, and abstinent about a year. And he called me on the phone. I was at my mother's house at the time. And he called my mother's phone, and I answered it because I knew it was him. I was reluctant because I had been ignoring all phone calls when he didn't have my cell phone number at the time. The only number he had was my mother's phone number, her house phone number. I answer it, it's him. He said, "Give me your number." He said, "Call me from your cell phone, and lock this number in." I said, "Uh-uh." And he went on talking and whatnot and this, that, and the other. And I said, "Uh-uh." I kept saying no. And then he finally was like, "Okay, I'm finna go and get out this phone. Call me from your cell phone." And I was like, "Uh-uh." And I hung up the phone. That was the biggest test in that what 5 or 6 minute conversation. It wasn't even that long. But it was the hardest no I had ever in all the 8 years it's been. It was the hardest no I had ever given because I told him I would never tell him no. But it was that no, that that denying of him that broke the chains when I hung up that phone. And I no longer was connected to that anymore. So that's probably the hardest. When did you master your journey of abstinence? I don't know if I could say I've mastered a journey of abstinence so much as um, I fear God. I fear the consequences for getting out of His will in in trying to be with someone that He has not, that I'm not espoused to, that I'm not married to. It's just one of those things. If God didn't send them, why am I with them? And why would I want to be with them in that manner? And so I think the fear of God, and when I tell you the fear of God, with all of the things that I experienced, with people telling me that they having HIV scares, and fooled around with a DL man, and I didn't know it, and I don't know what his status is. I don't know what he got going on in his body. And so it's just one of those things of I've had too many close calls to want to involve myself with anyone else again if it's not sanctioned by God.
Mm,
So if I could, can I say I mastered it? What I mastered is the fear of the Lord, and
mm,
everything else just came with it.
mhm.
Hmm. Okay. Let me see if it's Damo. Hey, so glad to see you. Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to be here, but I appreciate your presence. Thank you for stopping by. If you would be kind of rewind, because you might be able to find something that would, number one, surprise you. On the other hand, maybe not, because some of my story. Damo has been there when I've been in your chat, and so if you want to hear the full
Mhm.
story, go back an hour and 20 something minutes, and you'll hear all of it. Um, and say hello, Chris. Who is Chris? Did I miss somebody? Oh, this is Chris Lee. Okay. Smooth. I see you. Just wanted to acknowledge you. Appreciate you for stopping by. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. Background check and all, even with a godly man. Absolutely, background check. We gotta check your credit score, all of that. Yes, indeed. Because nowadays you don't know if you're marrying a pedophile. Yeah, well, I didn't
Mm,
say it now. So you have to be very careful. But again, my thing is I have a relationship with God. I ask for discernment. I ask
yeah.
for a sharpened ear. And when you're sleeping with people, it'll dull your ear sometimes. It'll dull,
Mhm.
and all you feel is emotions because it felt good. All you feel is how you feel in your body instead of what you're hearing as it pertains to logic, wisdom, or understanding. All that goes out the window because you're in an illicit relationship. I don't want that for myself. And that's not me judging nobody else. I'm just saying what I have experienced for myself since turning my life over to God. I
Yeah.
understand that I couldn't see what I needed to see because of what all I had going on in my life. I didn't hear what I needed to hear because I was determined to do what I wanted to do in my life. And all of the things that I wanted to do, big and bad and bold enough to do, I did them because I wasn't living a nickel worth of dog meat, as Matthew Stevenson would say, as it pertains to, my life. I wasn't living nothing for God. Therefore, he wasn't, if he was speaking to me, I wouldn't have heard it no way because I was so busy trying to get what I was trying to get and do what I was trying to do.
Mm.
Word, amen. That oxytocin will have you all messed up. Yes, Danielle, you know it. Yes, we all live and learn and hopefully become wiser to not repeat our poor decisions. Absolutely. Yes. Sleeping with people with showing up dull your ears. Absolutely. But I think that was all of it. If I missed your question, please, by all means, rewrite it in the chat. Uh, but other than that, we made it to the bottom of the chat, Miss. I don't know if you had any more questions, Crystal.
It's a lot more questions, but this might need to be a part two because
Mm,
so some of the questions you kind of already answered. Like if I ask you one question, you end up answering some of the other questions. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not even
hmm
gonna do that because you already talked about it.
hmm
We could do one more segment.
Okay.
Um, in this particular live.
hmm
So emotional impact.
Yes.
How did this experience of you finding out even after the fact of you guys like being a couple, how did it affect your self-esteem or sense of security? If
Oof.
it did, if it did, I mean, because I don't know, everybody's different, you know.
Um, the biggest thing that affected me emotionally was the loss of my child.
Okay.
It was that made me question everything and made me actually desire for my life to be different. My prayer at the time, because I had lost my child, didn't want the man anymore. Everything was crazy. I just had the mindset. My prayer was, God, I don't understand this. Why would you? I don't understand why you would take my child at the moment that I decide that I'm going to live my life for my child. Now,
Mm,
I've got to be a little theological right here. I got to put
yeah.
a pin right here. As to protect, no, I'm not crying. I'm stiff because I'm coughing. My sinuses are cutting up, and I will have to take a sinus pill. I'll be on here sleepy, and I want to be sleepy. Um, but what ended up happening was the thing that I was experiencing. The thing that I was experiencing was the whole thing of the moment that I decided that I was going to change my life because of the sake of my child, made my child an idol. I know a lot of people don't understand that, but God is a jealous God.
Mm,
If I
mm-mm,
wasn't willing to change my life for God, but I'm going to turn around and want to change my life for another individual, it doesn't matter that it was my baby.
mm,
That was an
mm-mm,
idol that needed to be destroyed.
mm,
To know that I was going to go the length of taking a person's life because of me being connected in the way that I was, that's an idol. All of that needed to be destroyed in
mm,
my life. I counted a blessing that God was willing to destroy the idol instead of allowing the idol to destroy me. With that being the case, emotionally I was just broken
Mhm.
by the experience in and of itself. That loss and the realization of, in that moment of knowing, I will never be pregnant again and I will never have another child. Years later, I ended up with a tumor that was uh, two tumors. One of them was 13 pounds, the other was 1 pound. So I always say it's 14-pound tumor that
Mhm.
they ended up removing from my uterus. And it was years later they removed the mass. I ended up having a hysterectomy then. So now I can know I'm not since then been able to bear children. So the thing that I knew was going to happen, didn't know how. I wasn't, because it wasn't like I had planned on not being outside no more. Because I ended up in a relationship, I think with somebody else somewhere down the line or whatever, and still was kind of sleeping around a little bit because I still wasn't saved. But I remember at the time of wanting God to do something with the situation to get glory out of the situation. I just knew that when it came to uh, me and how I felt, it was more so tied to the fact that um my choice, I was experiencing the um I was just experiencing the consequences for my actions. So I was taking my whooping. And I don't know anybody that gets a whooping and feel good about it. It didn't. It was literally, I know Jesus is coming soon, and I hope you know that too. If you don't get your life right, you're gonna have a problem. But I appreciate you for coming into the space. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Um, but it's one of those things that I know that in the place of brokenness that it brought me to allowed me to start praying again because of the sadness of that loss, of
Mhm.
the knowledge of knowing I would never have another child from the time I was in the hospital room with this man, now my former baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm there with this man with this knowledge hitting me of I will never have another child. So emotionally, it did something to me in that by the time I had the hysterectomy, I was like, it is now coming into full circle and coming to pass that this thing is over. That part of my life has come to an end. So what I can say is emotionally, it brings you to a place. It brought me to a place because now I'm going to the U. I let me keep it current. And let me stay connected. What I felt like it was unfair. I felt like I felt like I lost a part of me. I felt like it was the sacrifice that had to be made, but I didn't want to make the sacrifice. So because the sacrifice was made for me, that I didn't go and have the abortion. Rather, God took the baby. In me seeing it in that fashion, all I wanted was it to be used to help someone else. So emotionally, I was just open. The brokenness left me open to whatever God wanted to do in my life.
Mhm.
And so there's a combination of sorrow and a combination of now that I'm on the other side is joy. But at the time, it was just sorrow, the lack of understanding, going through all of the emotions of just sadness. That's it. Sadness and depression.
Yeah,
That's all I could feel at the time.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes and amen. It does not feel good, but he can give us beauty for ashes. I don't know why they erased your, removed your comment. I should be able to see it wherever it is. A similar story as Abraham and Isaac. Hmm. Yep, I learned Anthony. So I'm telling you, I learned the hard way. Um, Thank you. The level of transparency you're giving is impressive, Tina. Thank you for showing us more of you. Thank you. I think I already read that. W Jesus, I can't wait to hear the trumpets. I can. I will. I want to wait as long as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your, don't you start. Don't you start there. Yeah. Your pain has to pay you back. Romans 8:28. And we know, I ain't got to look it up, that all things work together for the good of them who are called of God, who love God, and who are called according to his purpose. That wasn't easy to deal with. Tina, walking with God made you stronger and he allowed you to understand why. Oh, I understand the why now. I understand the why now. It's not an easy why, you know. This is the why. This conversation is the why.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I felt that. Oh my God.
Me too.
This conversation
Satan.
is the why.
Mm.
This is why I had to go through it. So you can hear it. So you
Mm.
can know that God can bring you through anything if you trust him.
Ooh.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Mm. Mm.
I feel you. I do not want to taste the coming of our Christ's return, and I want my light to shine, to continue to shine, as long as God may choose. I know that's right. I ain't ready for the rapture or nothing else. Now, if he coming, I want to see him, but I ain't ready to see him. Let me breathe a few more days, here in this life. I'm waiting on you, Crystal.
Oh, I'll try to give you time, Tina, in between because this is really heavy. It is.
It is.
You talk
It's
about
good.
you ain't crying. You got me and Mia. Listen, listen, Tina. You talk
Yeah.
about you ain't crying.
No.
I just admire everything about you. How strong you are. You've been through so much, and it's just like you said. Now this is your why. You telling your story.
Yes,
It was
this
meant
is
for
my
you, like
why.
for you to even be able to say that.
Yeah.
That just I'm admired by that because I'm going through things and I still can't. I don't understand why.
Hmm.
And it's why I can't wait till I get to the place of why.
Girl,
And
now
I
I'm about to
love
start saying.
that you can say that. I love that. I admire that you can that you
Let me
understand why you went through certain things.
let me tell you
Like,
something. That understanding is minute in nature
mm,
because it's only a glimpse. This is only a glimpse. There's a song that they used to say, I don't know why Jesus
mm,
loves me. I don't know why he
mm,
cares. When they used to sing that back in the day, I ain't singing no more of that because I feel it already. Um, when you come to the end, and then the last part was, I'm so glad that he did.
mm,
Uh-huh. That's the thing. You don't see it as love. You don't see it as love because all you feel is pain. Pain don't feel like love when you're in the middle of feeling it. Some of the pain, the fact that I can feel pain at all is a testimony to
mm,
how he loves me. He can let me walk around numb. I said earlier this year, of those of you all who heard it, my nephew passed back in January, and I went live. I went live after I was able to get myself together. I went live, and I went
Mhm.
live right after I broke. When it all came tumbling down, and I started screaming at the top of my lungs that my baby is gone. That's all I could say. My baby is gone. I wasn't talking about the baby I had way back in the years, back when I was in my 20s. I was talking about him, my nephew, because my
Yeah.
sister's kids are like my children. I've raised most of them at some point in time in their life. I've taken care of them. I've done things for them. I've gone places. I've stretched myself for them, sacrificing for them like I would my own children. So the loss of his life hit me hard. That was the baby that used to come visit me in prison when he was like 6 or 7 or 8 years old. And I would hug him, and then I would hug him twice. I said, "Baby, you deserve 2 hugs." That was him. So when he was 27 and passed, it felt like I lost my baby.
Mhm, mhm.
And what I did was came on live, not to grieve, but to tell God, thank you. I'm not going to preach. Because what he gave me in that moment was the ability to feel it. I remember being high on smoking weed and popping ecstasy because I used to sell X. I remember being high and not feeling nothing, being numb to everything, with the exception of what the drug would let me feel or how I could focus my way and feel good the whole time. But that's the thing. I didn't want to feel anything. I didn't want to feel grief. I didn't want to feel pain. I was going through a bunch of stuff. I had been through a whole lot. Had seen a whole lot. So I didn't want to feel anymore. Didn't want to dream anymore because I was having dreams and stuff, seeing stuff, and that's a whole other thing. But again, I was going through these things. But when it came to this year, in January, when I lost my nephew, and God gave me the strength to go to the wake, and gave me permission too, to go to the wake to see him laying in a casket. And I had the strength to hold my sister up because she couldn't watch, she couldn't look at him. But I was able to hold her up and stand with her.
Mm.
I hadn't been able to stand up like that in a while, number one, because I got back problems and stuff, and I've been having procedures done on my back. But
Mm,
God
mm,
gave
mm.
me supernatural strength. I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually, and physically to be there for my sister who was there the day he passed, who was trying to do CPR to bring him back. God gave me that strength. So the fact that I have the ability to feel at all is a blessing.
Mm.
Somebody escort Mr. Cloud Lewis out the premises if you don't mind. If you all see him, I don't know where he is, but
Hold on,
yes,
let me see if I can find him. Did somebody get him?
I don't even know where he is.
We gonna find him.
That's okay.
Hold
I can
on.
get rid of him from here,
We
and
can.
wherever he is, he'll never come back again.
Right.
Cheryl said, "Good
Thank you,
afternoon.
God.
Here to listen and gain a word." I wasn't trying to preach; I was just telling my story. But thank you. I appreciate you, Cheryl, for coming in. If it's say coming to the stage, I appreciate you for coming in and hanging out with us a few moments. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these Chapmans. Trigger warning.
That's trigger warning for
Tina,
sure.
you got them. Yeah,
Oh,
I
Tina
tried to
got him.
get them. Hmm.
Whew, okay. Um, hold on. Tina,
Yes.
I'm just trying to get myself together.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, you need a minute.
First of all. So Danielle, you still here? I know you still
Yeah,
here.
she's here.
So
Uh-huh.
Danielle, so can we just add like I'm just a request from the congregation?
Uh-huh.
Can we request that can I request that we add song to prayer in the morning
This
from
lady said,
Tina Love?
hold on, wait, hold on now. Wait. No, no, no. I ain't singing
Danielle and Tina,
nowhere.
Danielle
Uh-uh.
Tina, let's make it happen. Danielle Tina,
Uh-uh.
let's make it happen.
No, I ain't taking nothing. I ain't mean to sing that. No. Mm-mm. That was an
Well,
accident.
listen, we didn't heard it now. Listen. Look,
You
Danielle
know, talking
said,
about some,
hey, look, everybody
hey.
agree. Everybody agree.
Uh-uh.
My goodness,
I'm
Tina,
about to
because I
ban
don't know.
everybody in the Chapmans.
This is definitely how song is what works, is what brings things out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that really felt good, Tina. That just that little piece that you were singing. I needed to hear it all, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna. No pressure. No pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's already enough going on right now. Okay, so let me you've answered a lot of the questions under like emotional impact, and because
Mm-hmm.
it's like kind of like I don't know, it'll be one question and then you kind of already, like I said, answering the other questions behind it. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just ask I don't want to ask it again because you already talked about it. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go to social and cultural pressures.
Okay.
Um, do you think stigma or fear played a role in him staying on the down low?
Um. Uh. Maybe.
Mm,
Maybe. I don't
mm-hmm,
know because he ended up living his life the way he lived it, and
mm-hmm.
I just because I wasn't privy to it doesn't mean that he wasn't living in his truth, as they say. So I don't know.
Mm, gotcha.
Here, your
That's
baby
true.
Ocean.
That's true. Oh, no, I'm speaking. Hey, Ochin. I was ready to type it, but hey, Ochin. Welcome, Ochin. This is a serious topic, Ochin. Um, I don't know if this is going to be for you. So, trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger warning. You're kind of at the end of it, so you might not even hear and any serious stuff, anything serious. Um, how did friends and family react once you told them?
Of which parts?
Just basically that you
Mm.
you you found out that he was on the download while he was with you.
Oh, I didn't really talk to my family like that. They probably, if anybody hearing anything, they might be hearing it for the first time now because I wasn't close to my family like that. To be opening up, telling them nothing.
Mm,
I
okay.
went through what I went through. Now my mother knows because I've called him a few choice words. Uh, the in the midst of going through what I was going through as it pertains to him. Um, and I would get mad and call him something crazy. And my mama would know basically from that. I mean, but she knew him. She met him. We worked together. It's a lot that we have a lot of history. So he was around quite a bit. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So it wasn't like a thing of he was a stranger and nobody knew who he was. It's just a thing of that portion of my life. I kept rather private, with the exception of I had to tell my folks, "Hey, I'm pregnant." And it kind of got around the mulberry bush, so to speak. But other than that, no, I didn't really talk to anyone about what I was experiencing. Because number one, I was embarrassed. Number two, because of the
mm,
lifestyle I was living, I didn't really want to talk about that because I'm like, I'm finding out this ain't the fruits, and it's how am I gonna talk about this in front of the harlots, and they're gonna be looking at me
mm,
crazy. It's so what it ended up
mhm.
doing to me was shutting me up and closing me down.
Yeah.
Um, just curious if your mother picked up on a vibe he possessed. Yet most parents don't like to interject in our kids' relationships. No, mom, no, 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 no. Um, uh, no, no. Mm-mm. What I can say is, how could I put this? My mother, for the most part, I'm not saying she's green or nothing like that, but she had a tendency to lean more heavily on my discernment, if that makes any sense, my ability to assess a situation. And so she didn't add a whole lot to the conversation about him specifically. She knew how I was living now. It would she it wasn't no secret, because I did what I did around everybody. I took my harlots on family trips and stuff like that. So it was one of those things where, because of how I lived, things were out in the open, but nobody really came to me to tell me anything about how I was living, if that makes any sense. Isn't
Mhm.
it crazy how someone else and their misdeeds can have you embarrassed like you are the one that did something? Facts. Facts.
Mhm.
Facts. Mm. Did I answer your question? I'm sorry.
Yes, you did. I'm great. Move on to the next question. I think I want you to catch up in the chat if you wanted to. I think
Oh,
you're pretty much caught up.
Micah, I see you. Just wanted to greet you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. So glad you decided to hang out with us tonight.
Hi,
Um,
Micah.
it was somebody else, so Sebastian. So glad that you decided to hang out with us as well tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Marcus, I see you. Marcus Davenport. So glad that you decided to hang out with us as well tonight. I see you. Just wanted to acknowledge you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chapmans. Uh, mm-mm. And so,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So
Um,
next question. Oh,
mhm.
were you finished? Were you finished?
No, that was it.
Okay. So next question is: did this change how you view masculinity, sexuality, or honesty in relationships?
No,
Okay.
no. What it did was it caused me to define um where I wanted to be in life. It made me consider the fact that what do I want in life? It made me consider um my interactions with people. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say it made me question myself. It
Mm.
made me question why did I attract him in the first place? Um
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I've been hit on by several men that's like him, you know. Um and it was something else because even remember having a boyfriend when I was in high school who was playing football, knocking folks down. But when I saw him later, he was dressed, you know, like a woman. And I didn't know who he was. Had a wig on and
Mhm.
everything, but he just just some tall chick to me. I'm just walking around. I was at a football game. And he was like, "You remember me?" I was like, "No." He said, "You don't know who I am?" I was like, "No." And he told me his name. And he was like, "Hey y'all, that was my girlfriend. I told you I had a real one." And I was like, and it dawned on me who he was. And I was like, "Oh no. Why is he telling everybody I was with?" Okay. All right.
Mhm.
And so for the most part, it just made me question, why do I keep attracting these types of individuals? What is it about me? Is it because I'm endearing? Is it because I'm not judgmental? Or is it really something else? Was it lust? What is it about me that would always draw um guys like that? And so because
Yeah.
it wasn't abnormal. It just was he wasn't honest, about what he had going on.
Yeah. Mm.
I dated a few bisexual women in my day. Perversion is perversion. I'm just saying. Hey, I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah. And so my thing is always being, um, it just must be something about me, I guess. You know. I'm not, and then there are things about me that I can say. I'm not the average or a quintessential ladylike woman, or I'm not real feminine if you put me beside the ones that love all the pink and stuff. I'm not wearing a bunch of no pink. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
But what I can say is I've worked in construction. I've worked in tree trimming. I've worked the current job that I have now is inspecting bridges for the government, the state government. Um and so I mean and before then I was patching highways and I'm doing all of the things, and I would be the only woman a lot of times in most of those fields
Yeah.
whenever I worked. And so it's a thing of I remember just kind of now that don't mean I of course love to wear my nails and makeup and hair be done, but I still would be attracting those type of guys no matter where I was. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, well, it must just be something about me. I don't know. um
Yeah.
and so yeah, man, and I'm not judgmental. I don't care about what a person's past is. What I care about
Mhm.
is your honesty, the fact that
Mm.
you're willing to be transparent, with me. Um, and I think that has always counted. So when things will be hidden, I'm like, why? I'm not the person to judge you. I'm not the person that will look at you differently because that's what, is that your past is the question. Are you trying to do something different? Or are you trying to drag me into something that I don't know anything about? That would be my biggest thing. So I could say emotionally, it just had me at a place where it had me questioning my own self, if nothing else.
Oh, real quick, I see Mrs. G asked a question that I had coming up after another question. So I don't know if you want to answer that now or when it comes. I had one more question before that actual question that Mrs. G has in the chat. Shout out to Mrs. G. Y'all got the good questions too, just like we got some of the same
Hmm.
questions. But I
I
had
can
one
wait.
more question before that. I don't know if you want to me
Yeah,
to go
go
ahead
ahead.
and okay.
Hmm.
So before that actual question that I was going to ask
Hmm.
what boundaries would you set differently today?
Um, Submit myself to God.
Mm,
Resist the devil
okay.
so he can flee.
Mhm.
That's my boundary. If I don't live the way I know to live, that's right. I'm susceptible to whatever is coming my way.
Mhm.
It does not matter. I could go in want to be slick. I could go in want to be manipulative. All I want to. I ain't doing nothing but manipulating myself.
Mhm.
And so, in the process of wanting to have boundaries, it's like, where's your foundation for the boundary? Because all of us are susceptible to be fooled by somebody or something. My
Yeah.
thing is, what
Facts.
foundational principles do you have that will keep you in a space where your ears are still open and your eyes are still open and you're understanding what's before you rather than you getting caught up in the moment and then all your ears and everything else go out the window?
Mhm. Whew.
I see a question. Cheryl said, do you think it was the balance of masculine and feminine energy, meaning where one is lacking, the other one has? Um, Maybe. I don't know. Um, People like who they like for the different reasons why they like them.
Yeah.
Everyone has a preference. You know, I just didn't know why certain people was preferring me, but that would go for several other. I didn't know why the harlots wanted to give me their money either. It wasn't like I was beating nobody over the head and say, "Huh, give me your change." That's robbery. They did
Right.
it freely. I don't know why they did that. It just happened. And then more and more did I hung around, they continued to do so, But it's almost like, why do dope dealers always end up in some type of situation where something is being sold? There's some kind of transfer. And so, I mean, I'm not trying to be deep and spiritual, but it's like you have to ask the question of what is behind the action. What spirit?
Mm.
What character? What is it about you that's causing you to attract certain things? It
Yeah.
ain't just because you fine and you slick at the mouth. uh, pause, or you're able to speak well. It's something that is influencing something else. And sometimes you have to be able or willing to look into what are you being influenced by, or what is it about you that influences others. Danielle said, "You are telling the truth. We be out here deceiving our own self, trying to dance as close to the fire as we can without getting burned, instead of asking, how far away from sin can I get?" Hey, you know, she is preaching.
She
Yvette,
sure is.
I did not greet you. I see you. I saw you a minute ago. I just forgot to say something. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. I know we got a real heavy topic right now, and so I haven't been really looking at the Chatmans. I glance and look at it ever so often, but I'm so glad that you're here, and I appreciate you hanging out with us. This is why I respect Tina. She will tell the truth about herself. Thank you. Agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
I
Accountability.
appreciate that.
And it was actually another question about that too, but you already answered that as well. So the stuff that you're already
Mhm.
answering that I had coming up, I'm not even going to ask those questions because
We
you
are
already talked
all.
about it.
I'm sorry. What you say? BOK said we are all a little giggity, in my opinion, but honesty is honesty, no matter your persuasion. Absolutely,
Mm,
and that's where I'm at. Can you tell me the truth? Can you be
mhm,
honest about yourself and give someone the agency to tell you yes or no? I can accept my no's. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's even in conversation. Everybody doesn't want to be on this channel that is being created as you speak. Everyone is not willing to listen to me, but for those who will, they'll hear something. Those who have an ear can hear what I'm saying beyond what I'm saying.
mm,
A mentor said, agreed, self reflection and being brutally honest with ourselves and choices in life and taking accountability is always hard and very mature. Absolutely. I'm ready when you're ready.
Okay, 2 more questions and we're done. How you feel before I continue?
I feel fine.
Okay. All right. And
I
this
know where
question,
my
Miss
help comes
Mrs.
from. I'm sorry. Oh, I got to say it.
Go
I
ahead.
don't want nobody to think I'm a superwoman. I lean heavily into God.
Mm,
And this is something that a lot of people don't understand, that my source is not me. I was slicker than slicker, quicker than right now when I was in them streets. But it was
mm,
God that was keeping me the whole time. When I was getting pewed at, when I actually got hit by one of the bullets and was walking around and didn't go to the hospital and all that. All of these things are because I was kept. Not
mm,
because I was good at what I was doing, not because I was so fine, so whatever, and what not because I had all this protection, not because I was connected in the streets. None of that had
mhm,
nothing to do with the fact that God was the one that was keeping me, and God is who's keeping me right now. I'm sorry,
mm.
but you can go ahead.
No, no apologies. Listen, Tina, no
Everybody
apologies.
don't
Please.
believe, and I'm cool with that. Do you, boo? I ain't mad at you because I've done that before. I've been there. I've lived a life that God wasn't a part of. I've been in the place where I questioned if he even existed. He just proved himself to
Mhm,
me. He
mhm,
showed up. I didn't. I didn't ask him to. He did it on his own. He revealed
mm,
himself to me in a way that I knew who he was. So
mm,
I'm cool with whoever don't know. I would suggest they get to know. That's my suggestion. But suggestions are like opinions. You could take one and leave another one. It's
that's
okay.
fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I do. I do. Okay. So Mrs. G also asked this question in the chat.
Hmm.
What would you tell someone who suspects their partner is living a double life?
Do they trust you? Do they trust you?
Mm,
Do they respect you? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they live in a double life. If you with somebody and they cheating on you, cheating is cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter? Does it really matter? Because
Mm.
at the core of it, they're being unfaithful.
Period.
Period. Point blank.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many covenants that are being broken in their unfaithfulness. We like to get hung up on who they were sleeping with. They could have slept with your daddy, your mama. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
If they willing to cheat on you, they just willing to cheat on you.
Period.
The question is, have you made your resolve in whether or not they're worth holding on to? Or
Mm.
is it time to cut ties? Because sometimes they slow, but they worth waiting on.
Mm.
And people can't judge your relationship. You got to go to God about that. Now, if you haven't gone to God about that, then that's a whole nother story. But, you need to find out if that's the person that's supposed to be for you in the first place. Because a lot of us have pasts that we're ashamed of, that we don't prefer to have to discuss with our significant others. But with that being the case, do you have the capacity for grace? Because what could be something that is attached to something else, because people look at promiscuity as somebody just wanting to bust it open, when in fact it's a thing of wanting to connect with someone and wanting to be loved, but they're going about it the wrong way, or
Mm-hmm.
wanting to be provided for, but nobody was willing to step in to help them. So they did what they knew how to do. Sometimes it's about, I need a place to be able to regroup myself so I can make some different changes, because I don't want to be out here like that. Sometimes it's about somebody violated me. So now I'm dealing with something on the inside of me that I haven't talked about, that I haven't discussed, that is torturing me. And the only way I know how to relieve it is to go do this. Do you leave them in that state
Mm.
when you know they're hurting, when you know they're wounded, when you know that there's something going on that has nothing to do with you? Can you see them as a person before you see them as an enemy?
Mm. Ooh.
I'm not trying to convince nobody to stay with nobody that's cheating on them. But what I can say is it's happening for a reason. And sometimes that reason is something that you can actually reconcile.
Mm.
Do some people need to be left out in the cold? Absolutely. Lead them run and don't look back.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't have the capacity to do for them what needs to be done. You need some counseling, and I need a lawyer because you got to go. Hey, unfortunate, you don't have to spam the chat. We see you. We appreciate you for being here. And we just wanted to acknowledge you uh, for coming into the chat. Thank you. We see you. Oh, God. Mentor said facts, and we should know our self worth and accept we have tough choices to make in life and lean not into our own understanding. And sometimes it's the hardest choices that help us become
Mm-hmm.
the best version of ourselves as we grow. Yes, yes. Because everybody be wanting to know, oh, how do I get out of this situation? I'm like, are you supposed to? Hmm? Would it make a difference if the person was who you prefer to be cheated on? You still got cheated on.
Mm-hmm. Either way.
Either way. I know that we all have our, thing about, oh no, that's just going too far, and I get it. But you just got cheated on at the end of the day. Is it worth salvaging or not? If it's not worth salvaging and you can't stomach it, and by all means, dip.
Yep.
Am I the only one who thinks Tina needs to write a book real quick and in a hurry? And yes, I said bust it open. Yeah, I have to pardon my lingo because I will say just about anything. Yes, 20 years later, I accepted that staying in an unfaithful relationship and thinking things would change is not reality. We have to separate. And that's 20
Mm.
years of grace, is what I'm trying to say. That was 20 years. That man said that John was, and I'm not no disrespect. Whoever the person was, because we say John in the South, some of us. Um, I say John in over there in the East Coast. When we say John, it's almost same thing, different inflection. But what I'm saying is, if you if it took you 20 years to figure out we need to separate, that means you gave the grace of 20 years to figure out if this is worth salvaging, if this person is worth the wait for them to get it together. Can we move past this point? Because everybody feel like as soon as I'm going, as soon as the drip done dropped, I'm going to the lawyer. And then sometimes it's like, but what about you wait it out? Hold on. Now, I'm not telling everybody to stay in no toxic situation. I'm not saying that for 20 years. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is what he just said is an example of trying to work it out past the conflict,
Mhm.
past the issue. Thank you, Anthony. Cheating is cheating. Come on.
Period. Cheating is cheating.
Hello, Casey. It is so good to see you. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. We sometimes compromise so we don't hurt others and keep our family together and not want to deal with or accept facts and the embarrassment. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That is so true. You got anything else for me?
This the last question.
Okay.
The last question of the night, guys. What message do you want viewers to take away from your story?
Check yourself. You're the problem.
Mm.
It is so easy to blame everybody else because of what they do. It's so easy to point the finger at someone else for what they didn't get right, the issues that they have, the problems that they create for you. When the truth of the matter is, sometimes we need to find out what's going on the inside of us that's causing us to stay in places, that's causing us to affiliate ourselves with certain people, that causes us to connect our bodies and our minds to people that are not for us. They're just in it for themselves. It's not them. You're the least common denominator. It's you. At the end of the day, if you date 45 people and everybody is horrible, guess what? You the problem. You need to go get
Mhm.
some help about your picking so you can stop at 46. Or you may need to be able to see people differently and
Mhm.
understand what you want versus what they want. I know we have this thing about DL people. But the thing that I think about is, are you a safe place to land? Can someone be honest with you? Have you made a space comfortable enough for someone to feel like they can trust you with their truth? Because at the end of the day, all they want is for someone to love them. And if you can't, you must ask the question why.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own preconceived ideas about what we want, what we will tolerate, what we won't tolerate, what we will and won't put up with. And I by no means am saying put up with somebody that's cheating on you, dog you out, bring you diseases and everything else. What I am saying though is sometimes you with the person that'll cheat on you and bring you diseases and whatnot because something's going on with your self-esteem. Something
Mm-hmm.
is going on as it pertains to you needing therapy about what's going on with you. How are we so easily deceived, but we always claiming to be connected? We claiming we on every set. We claiming that we keep our ear to the ground. We claiming that we got our eyes open and ears open. We woke, is what we say. But we end up in these situations. And so sometimes you got to question, what's your foundation? What are you basing your picking or your choosing on? And so I would leave people with the note of be willing to take the time to investigate what you need and who you are. And that will make you more successful as it pertains to what you want, what you desire, and where you should be.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Whew. Tina. Well, Tina, what I have to say is, thank you for allowing me to have this conversation with you. Thank you for being so open, willing to be so open about your story, your life, because it's not easy to talk about anything, anything. Um, we have a we have a hater in the chat. Apparently, Tina, we're two miserable, evil, devilish witches.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Well,
I'm getting
I'm
rid of
trying to
them now.
find them. Yeah, was trying to find them.
That's
Oh,
okay.
you got them. Okay, you got them.
Uh
I'm like,
oh.
well, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Wait
that
a
about
minute.
myself. What?
You know what? How did that happen? Because that wasn't aiming at
Oh,
her. I
you
don't
got
even know.
Mrs. G. You got Mrs.
Yeah.
G.
No, I wasn't
You
trying
can
to
get
do
her
that.
back.
No.
Yeah, I know. I think you got that person too. I don't see the question. I don't see it no more. Oh no, he's
No.
still there. He or
No, he's
she's
still
still
there.
there. But you
I
never
don't
know.
know how I can't pull them up. They must be on your page.
I
It's
was
on one of
looking. I
y'all's
couldn't see it.
pages.
I didn't see it. It's okay. Hey Shayla.
That's okay. I'll fix Miss G after a while. I have to
Yeah.
go into StreamYard and fix that.
Okay. Now, how you feeling? No, you can say I'm good. How you feeling?
um, I'm okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
reflective.
Okay.
Um, oh, Shayla, I see you. I just wanted to acknowledge you. I saw you when you came in. I appreciate you. I was talking and went off into the ether, but I appreciate your presence. Um, if you listen from the beginning, you will get a whole lot. That's all I can tell you. And I don't generally tell people to go back and listen to a 2 hour live, but my story is in here. And I literally
Mhm.
only talked about a 5 year period of my life within
Mhm.
2 hours. But thank you for coming, hanging out with us. Greetings and salutations and welcome to these here Chapmans. Thank you,
Mm.
mentors. You said yes. Thank you for this talk, Tina and Crystal. This was very uplifting and inspiring. Keep your lights and shine bright. Thank you.
Thank you so much, mentors. Thank you, everybody, for being
It's
here.
hard when the chats are spread out, but you are doing a great job keeping them together. I'm trying. Thank you.
Mm.
Oh, um, I just want somebody to be encouraged.
Mhm.
What I feel right now is the desire for people to understand that this is a journey. This is not an overnight thing. I didn't come to this place that I'm in right now because I was determined to do nothing. God changed me. And submitting to Him is what allowed um, me to be in the space that I'm in today, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's not so much as strength that people see. Because people like to say, oh, you're strong, you're strong, you're strong, you're strong. It's not strength, it's submission.
Mm.
I submitted to the strength of God. I submitted my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions about these matters. I submitted them to Him so I can operate in the way He wants me to, and not me just being caught up in the fact that I'm telling people my business on the World Wide Web. And folks could come in and could say anything. Like that man just called me a witch a minute ago. And so, evil witch at that, I'm like, well, dang, what I
Mm,
do to
yeah,
him?
I'm gonna say I ain't know that about myself or Tina.
Uh-uh.
Didn't know
And
that.
so,
Okay.
and I think about that, as it pertains to the fact that all I have desired is for someone else to be encouraged by what I was given to do. That somebody else's life is changed for my obedience to what I felt like God was leading me to do. Was it
Mm-hmm.
easy? Absolutely not. I see your teas. Appreciate you much. Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Chapmans. This was not, oh, Miss Annaboo. I see you. Thank you. Appreciate you for being in the space. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. These babies that just done came on in. We're gonna get on out of here. Um, but yeah, that's what I was saying. I just want somebody to be able to get something out of what was said today.
Yeah.
And that's all
Something.
I care about. Something.
Yeah.
A crumb. A crumb. Get a crumb. I'm not mad about the fact that you didn't listen to the whole 2 hour nothing. Get a crumb.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ingredients of the crumb is the same ingredients in the whole thing. Get your one. Get your some and take it with you.
Yep.
I appreciate this conversation, Crystal.
Oh well, it's crazy. It almost happened the other night.
It
It was
did.
up to you.
It did.
Let
On
me
your
tell y'all
channel
something. Let me
alone.
tell
And I
y'all
did
something.
not care.
Tina wanted me. She said we can go live right now. I said,
Right now.
Tina. It was like 4 in the morning. I said, Tina, no. Mm-mm. I was
Mm-hmm.
half sleep. I was half sleepy by then. I had already been on a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
I said, come on, we can
I
go
believe
live
you
right
doing a
now.
5 hour live. I'm talking about, yes, let's go live right now.
You are definitely what you call your show, random. Yes, you're
Yes,
very. I
intentionally
thought
random.
I thought I was random. No, you're definitely that was very random. But I just felt it was. I didn't want to just have it on my platform. It was your
Hmm.
story, and
Yeah.
once you were comfortable to talk about it, it needed to happen on your channel as well, not just
Yeah.
mine.
It,
So,
you're
your
so
people, your
right.
community needed to hear your story as well.
Hmm.
So, and I'm again, thank you for being open because it's not, a lot of us wouldn't be able to get up here and talk about, a situation like that or,
Hmm. Yeah.
so, um, thank you. Thank you, Tina.
Thank
I
you.
guess if anybody else had any more questions before we end the live, before we
I know
end.
that's right. Yeah, if you got a question, better ask it now because I'm not guaranteed to answer nothing later. Ooh. God has a way of bringing people together, and where two or three are gathered, so is the presence of God. Life is very interesting.
Mentors. Yeah.
Shamika, hey, we on our way out the door, but I'm so glad that you decided to come in here and hang with us a second.
Hey, Shamika. Pete 96.
Okay, 2.5 hours that flew by.
Those of you who've been here the whole time, thank you for. No, I just have to give an extra shout out because I do long lives myself, and I don't expect, like Tina said, I don't expect anyone to stay in my live because I be having long lives. So anybody that's been here the whole time, I thank y'all. We thank y'all. Like, um, I thank y'all so much because 2 hours is a long time. Some hours a long time for some people because people be busy and had things to do. So thank you guys.
Definitely. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that came into this chat that stayed the
Mhm.
entire time. I don't take it for granted that you all were willing to listen to me talk on and on and on, answering these questions about my life. Please know that I'm appreciative of every last one of you all, whether you were here a few minutes, a few seconds, or a few
Mhm.
hours. Thank you for your time, your generosity, your patience, and your prayers. Please know that I see you and I appreciate it. Thank you. You wanted to close us out, or do I need to?
I don't know. Did you want to share anything you have coming up? Like you normally do. Did you
Um,
want to do that in this live or no? It's up to you.
um, well, for the most part, I know that Two Cousins, One Couch is coming up next Sunday. We also have internationally, Jesus Christ, here I go with all of these words. Intentionally random
Yeah.
broadcast is our normal time of 7 o'clock, 6 6 Central, 7 Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and other than that, I'm just looking forward to. Oh, and the live we have, of course, with Danielle, just Danielle 365, my YouTube pastor.
Yes.
We have community prayer Friday mornings, and all of that is
Yes.
coming up. So I'm definitely to have all of that lined up in the coming week. But that's
Okay.
it.
Awesome. And listen, y'all know your girl. I'm a no niche content creator, baby. I am still trying to figure my life out when it comes to YouTube. So just stay tuned for any and everything that I put out.
She said you
I
just
bet
got
you
partially monetized with this talk.
absolutely. Let's speak it in Jesus' name.
I know that's right.
That's the goal, Lord. That's the goal.
I know. I
but
just saw something. Oh,
thank
that's
y'all
what I was
so
trying to
much.
find. Watch Tina's 4,000 watch hour playlist. I know that's right. Play that John in the background somewhere. I'm trying to get these minutes,
Yes,
these pair
please.
of seconds.
Make sure you put this in your 4,000 watch hours playlist too, Tina. I know you
It
will.
needs to be. I know, right? I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
but that was it. That's all I got
Yeah.
coming up.
Yep. Me too. I just stay tuned for whatever y'all see me put out.
Yes,
You never know where you're gonna see Crystal. I bet you wasn't expecting this right here. So
exactly.
you never know where you're gonna see Crystal's world, guys. Just I don't know. Just stay tuned. But all.
You gonna close us out, or should I?
Um, you can.
Thank you all for coming out. This has been Changing Spaces, where we have decided to move forward, moving forward from the past and looking forward to what's ahead in the future. like scripture says, forgetting those things which are behind and looking forward to what's before. Boy, I tell you, I'm not trying to preach. But what I can say is those of you all who have come in, thank you. Thank you. And thank you. As always. And I say this in every live I possibly can. Thank you guys for coming out. And ladies, God bless you. And good night.
Good
Bye.
night. Later.